So you've got a super friendly Jesus for me today? Yes, sir, I do. That's the guy we want. That's who we're going for. You know it, sir. People are going to be attracted to this guy like moths to a flame. Perfect. We need the people to be drawn to him through the sheer magnetism of his personality. Way ahead of you on that one, sir. He is going to be so personally compelling that he inspires near instantaneous faith in himself. Wow. It's going to take some talented writing to justify confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Oh, that's good. You mind if I use that sometime? Be my guest. Awesome. So, yes, I assure you my team is up to the task, sir. Fantastic. So, how is Jesus going to persuade the people to follow him using something as subtle and tenuous as faith? By doing a crap ton of magic. Oh yeah, we came up with so many ostentatious displays of power that Jesus is going to come across as some sort of wizard. Okay, so you're doing the exact opposite of relying on faith. No, we really want to build the idea that faith alone is enough to justify the worship of this man. In fact, Jesus himself is going to become annoyed occasionally when people ask him for a miracle. Okay, I am so confused. Does Jesus want the people to believe in him because he can do magic or not? A little bit of both? It's unclear. Oh, waffling between wanting people to believe on faith alone versus wanting them to believe because of miraculous signs is tight. Yeah. Nothing builds blind, unwavering faith quite like hard evidence. Damn straight. So Jesus heads out and starts building his reputation, mostly by healing people, and he becomes extremely popular and is held in high esteem by the people. That's nice. What does he heal them of? All kinds of things. Seizures, paralysis, pain, illness, demon possession, you know, the usual. What about missing limbs? Obviously not. Obviously. You know, all that other stuff is trivial to fake. What are you implying? People have been doing that miracle faith healing shtick forever. Why would you have Jesus doing it too? Kind of cheapens things for me, not gonna lie. Well, we gotta have some of it in here because there's a prophecy from Isaiah we gotta fulfill. What prophecy is that? He took up our infirmities and bore our diseases. Would it surprise you to hear that that quote from Isaiah has absolutely nothing to do with messiahs or new covenants? It's been roughly adapted from the 53rd chapter of Isaiah, and the exact words are, "Surely he took up our pain and bore our suffering." Well, there you go. Aside from the fact that you've substantially misquoted that one, the other verses from that chapter really don't match our boy Jesus well at all. They don't. Nope. The person they were describing was also despised and rejected by mankind. Like one from whom people hide their face, he was despised, and we held him in low esteem. And as you said yourself, our boy is held in very high esteem by the people. Okay, so maybe those verses don't jibe all that well with the J-Men, but there are other verses in that chapter that we're going to try to shoehorn into the narrative later. Good luck with that. Anyway, healing is something that Jesus is definitely going to become known for, spurious prophecies or not. Whatever. Now, to illustrate one of his other powers, the guys came up with this cool scene where Jesus is on this boat with some dudes, and a storm threatens to sink them. Oh no. And the guys are super scared, and they're afraid they're gonna drown. Double oh no. So Jesus calms the storm. How do we know it stops on account of Jesus? Oh, that is completely unaddressed. Doesn't every storm eventually stop on its own at some point? Hey, shut up. And Jesus asks them, why were you afraid? Don't you have any faith? These are simple men who've barely gotten to know Jesus. Wouldn't it be perfectly natural for them to fear for their lives in this situation? They should know that Jesus wasn't going to let them drown. Had Jesus established his airbending or waterbending skills before this? Well, no. So it's pretty unreasonable for Jesus to expect anything beyond a normal human response here. I guess so. Shoot. Maybe leave that scene out. It's kind of a nothing burger. I will. What else you got? Jesus performing exorcisms. Oh, super cool. Sure is. Now, for this story, the guys couldn't decide if it was going to be one guy or if it was going to be two guys that Jesus was going to be purging demons out of. How about you decide right now? I'll do it later. But whatever the number, Jesus does the exorcism, whereupon these demons then pass into a herd of pigs, which in turn drowns itself in the lake. Oh, the locals must be so happy. Not really. They actually plead with him to leave their area. Still winning the hearts and minds, is he? Maybe you could have Jesus annihilate the demons in situ so that the locals don't lose an entire herd of livestock. Oh, wow, that would make a lot more sense. These people are rarely far from a famine. Yeah, cool. I'll change it later. Great. So, speaking of wasting food, Jesus also has the power to conjure food in incredible quantities out of practically nothing. Really? How does that work? The general idea is that there are only a few loaves of bread and a few fish at hand, but Jesus transforms that into enough to feed 4,000 or 5,000 people. Seriously? Yeah. That's a total game changer. You think? My God, yes. You're telling me that Jesus can turn a few pounds of food into tons of the stuff? That does appear to be what we're saying. I'm telling you, this is how we change the world. Have Jesus go from town to town, perform this miracle in front of thousands and thousands of people over and over again, which would be an indisputable and obvious sign of his divinity. And before you know it, every single person for hundreds of miles in every direction is going to be signing up to follow this guy. Wow. But, nah. What? Manny and Mark are up for doing this scene a couple times, but Luke and Johnny only want to do it once. They dream up a superpower that could change the world, and they only want to do it once or twice. Yes. Why? Because. But it's potentially the most epic, relatable, and benevolent power ever seen in the Bible. Look, sir, I'm going to need you to get all the way off my back about this famine-ending super spell that Jesus is simply going to squander. Sure, let me get off that thing. Great. So, let me make it up to you. Matt and Mark came up with a cool new Dark Jedi power that Jesus can use. Dark Jedi power, eh? Can he force choke his adversaries now? What? No. But he does kill a fig tree. Why would he kill a fig tree? He was hungry, but it didn't have any figs on it. Kind of a dick move. I mean, what's the point of killing it? I have no idea. I'm pretty sure the guys are hoping that somebody someday invents some sort of rationale, but literally all we have it in here for is to set up this epic line for Jesus.
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
You can't phrase it like that. Okay. How about this? Look, if you believe hard enough, not only can you kill trees, you can throw entire mountains into the sea. Much better. That ought to get their juices flowing. Yeah. Any other cool tricks? Walking on water? Okay, we'll slip that in only if we need to fluff up a later story. So that's about it for this one. Perfect. What are you working on for next time? Jesus is going to reveal a power that is a pathway to many abilities that some consider to be unnatural.